All right, so get this. Alphabet, which is Google's parent company, is about to spend a whopping $32 billion to buy Wiz, an Israeli cybersecurity company. Now, this is huge, even for a company like Google. We're talking the largest acquisition in Israeli tech history, and it's more than double what Google paid for Motorola Mobility back in 2012, which was their previous record purchase. But this isn't just about, bragging rights. This deal tells us a lot about the future of cybersecurity, the cloud, and Google's own ambitions. So if you are interested in learning more about this tech earthquake, hit that like button and subscribe to stay ahead of the curve. Now, let's get down to the basics. First, let me introduce you to Wiz, a company that's become a cybersecurity unicorn seemingly overnight. They burst onto the scene in early 2020, right after the pandemic was pushing everyone to the cloud. Wiz specializes in securing what developers build and run in the cloud. If that be AI-powered solutions that can identify and neutralize critical risks working in cloud environments. And they're not playing small ball. Wiz is already working with major cloud providers like Microsoft and Amazon. They've snagged some big-name clients too. Morgan Stanley, DocuSign, BMW, and even the luxury giant LVMH. Just last me, Wiz was valued at $12 billion in a private funding round. That's how fast they've grown. But clearly onto something big, which begs the question, why is Google shelling out this kind of cash for them? Well, it all boils down to Google's cloud infrastructure business. This sector is already making Google tens of billions in revenue and may want to be the undisputed king of the cloud, going head-to-head with giants like Amazon and Microsoft. By adding Wiz's AI-powered cybersecurity solutions to their arsenal, Google is basically building a fortress around their cloud platform. It's all about attracting more of those big-ticket enterprise customers by offering them a super secure and robust cloud experience. Now, this deal isn't happening in a vacuum. It comes at a time when cybersecurity concerns are reaching fever pitch. Remember last year's global CrowdStrike outage? That sent shockwaves through industries and showed just how vulnerable even the most supposedly secure systems can be. Businesses are scrambling to protect themselves from ransomware, malware, and other sophisticated cyber attacks. It's like the Wild West out there, and the demand for solutions like the ones Wiz offers is skyrocketing. And hey, there's even talk about potential shifts in U.S. antitrust policies, which could open the floodgates for even more deal-making in the tech world. Things are getting interesting. Okay, so this Google Wiz deal, it isn't just about, adding another feather to Google's cap. It's a bold statement about the future of cybersecurity and the crucial role it plays in our digital world. As businesses move more of their operations online, cybersecurity has gone from a nice-to-have to must-have. It's a critical investment to protect sensitive data and keep those virtual gears turning. And Google's putting their money where their mouth is with this massive $32 billion bet on Wiz. This isn't a casual fling. They're in it for the long haul. The deal is expected to be finalized in 2026, pending the usual regulatory stuff. It's worth noting that this isn't Alphabet's first attempt to woo Wiz. Last year, they reportedly offered $23 billion, but Wiz turned them down. At the time, there were concerns about potential antitrust issues and Wiz's own plans for an IPO. Seems like Alphabet sweetened the deal enough to overcome those hurdles this time around. This move shows just how determined Google is to beef up their cloud security game. Remember back in 2022 when they snatched up Mandiant, another cybersecurity firm, for $5.4 billion? That deal put them head-to-head with Microsoft, and they ended up winning the prize. It's clear that Google is playing chess, not checkers, when it comes to cybersecurity. Now let's rewind a bit to last year. Remember that global CrowdStrike outage I mentioned earlier? That incident was a real wake-up call for everyone. It exposed the vulnerability of even the most established cybersecurity systems. Businesses suddenly realized that their digital fortresses weren't as impenetrable as they thought. That event triggered a surge in demand for top-notch cybersecurity solutions, and companies like Wiz found themselves in the spotlight. Wiz, with its laser focus on cloud security, is in the perfect position to capitalize on this trend. They've built their reputation on providing AI-powered solutions that help businesses identify and tackle those critical risks hiding in their cloud environments. And they're not just talking the talk. They've got a roster of impressive clients to prove it, including big names like Morgan Stanley, BMW, and even the luxury powerhouse LVMH. Plus, they're playing nice with the other kids on the block. Wiz collaborates with major cloud providers like Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure, making sure their solutions work seamlessly across different cloud platforms. That kind of reach and adaptability is gold in the fast-paced world of cloud computing. We'll pause here and be back soon with the conclusion of this episode. If you're finding this information valuable, don't forget to like the episode and subscribe to the channel. Stay with it. Okay, so let's connect the dots and see what this Google Wiz deal really means for the future. This acquisition is a major power play by Google. It's their way of flexing their muscles in the cloud computing arena and taking on rivals like Amazon and Microsoft. By bringing Wiz's cutting-edge cybersecurity solutions into the fold, they're giving your cloud platform a serious security upgrade. It's all about building trust with those big enterprise customers and making them feel confident that their data is safe and sound in Google's hands. Now, even though the deal isn't expected to close until 2026, it's already causing a stir in the tech world. This news signals that Google is serious about investing in the future of cloud computing and staying ahead of the curve. They're not afraid to spend big bucks to get what they want, and that sends a message to their competitors the race is on. But this acquisition is about more than just Google's ambitions. It highlights a fundamental shift in how businesses use cybersecurity. It's no longer an afterthought, a box to be checked. It's become a core part of any successful digital strategy. As cyber attacks become more sophisticated and frequent, businesses of all sizes need to prioritize strong security measures to protect their precious data and ensure they can keep operating smoothly. And Google think that on Wiz underscores this new reality. It's a sign that cybersecurity is moving to center stage, and those who ignore it do so at their own peril. Well, folks, that brings us to the end of our look into Google's game-changing acquisition of Wiz. Hopefully, you've gained some valuable insights into the forces shaping the future of cybersecurity in the cloud. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more insightful analyses of the biggest stories in the tech world. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.